So today this question set is about timber. So the first question is, which of the following is considered the best wood for retention of shape and endurability? Is it A. Teak, B. Deodar, C. Cheer, or is it D. Mango? And the answer to the first question is A. Teak. Teak is considered best for retention of shape and it is very durable wood. Question number 2. Which of the following wood cannot withstand the attack of termites without preservatives? Is it A. Teak, B. Sal, C. Deodar, or is it D. Cheer? And the answer to this question is D. Cheer. Question number 3. No woodwork of any kind should be laid within 10 centimeter of a fireplace. Is it A. 30, B. 40, C. 50, or is it D. 60? And the answer to this question is D. 60 centimeter. So no woodwork should be placed 60 centimeter within the fireplace. Question number 4 is, the moisture content in a well-seasoned timber is A. 7 to 9%, B. 10 to 12%, C. 15% to 17%, or is it D. 20% to 22%? And the answer to this question is B. The moisture content in a well-seasoned timber should be between 10 to 12%. Question number 5 is, the age of a tree can be known by A. Annual rings, B. Cambium layer, C. Hurtwood, or is it D. Medullary rays? And the answer to this question is A. Age of a tree can be known by counting the annual rings of the trees. Question number 6 is, the trunk of tree left after cutting all the branches known as A. Log, B. Batten, C. Plank, or is it D. Bolt? The answer to the question is A. Log. Question number 7 is, the radial splits which are wider on outside of log and narrower towards the pith are known as A. Star shakes, B. Cup shakes, C. Hurt shakes, or is it D. Circular shakes? And the answer to this question is A. Star shakes. The disease of dry rot in timber is caused by A. Lack of ventilation, B. Alternate wet and dry conditions, C. Complete submergence in water, or is it D. None of the above? And the answer to this question is A. Due to lack of ventilation, there is dry rot in timber. Now the 9th question is, in which of the following directions the strength of timber is maximum? Is it A. Perpendicular to grains, B. 45 degree to grains, C. Parallel to grains, or is it D. Same in all directions? And the answer to this question is C. Parallel to the grains. The strength of timber is maximum in parallel to the grains. Now the question number 10 is, which of the following trees yield hardwood? Is it A. Spruce, B. Kale, C. Shisham, or is it D. Deodar? And the answer to this question is C. Shisham. Which of the following trees yield softwood? Is it A. Babool, B. Sal, C. Teak, or is D. Cheer? And the answer to this question is D. Cheer. Cheer is here softwood. Which of the following timber is suitable for making sports good? Is it A. Sal? Is it B. Deodar? Is it C. Mulberry? Or is it D. Mahogany? And the answer to this question is C. Mulberry is used for making sports goods. Now the question number 13 is the practical limit of moisture content achieved in air drying of timber is. Is it A 5%? Is it B 10%? Is it C 15% or is it D 20%? And the answer to this question is C 15%. First class timber has an average life of A less than 1 year, B 1 to 5 years, C 5 to 10 years, or is it D more than 10 years? And the answer to this question is D. The first class timber has an average life of more than 10 years. Now the nail diameter should not be more than T is here least thickness of the wooden member to be connected. Is it A T by 6, B T by 8, C T by 10 or is it D T by 12? And the answer to this question is A T by 6. So the nail diameter should not be more than T by 6. Question number 16 is seasoning of timber is required to A. Softening the timber, B. Harden the timber, C. Straighten the timber, or is it D. Remove sap from the timber? And the answer to this question is D. Seasoning of timber is required to remove sap from the timber. During question number 17 is during conversion of timber by sawing in order to obtain strong timber pieces, the cut should be made by ordinary sawing, B. Tangential sawing, C. Quarter sawing, or is it D. Radial sawing? And the answer to this question is radial sawing. So to convert strong timber, cut should be made in radial sawing. On application of external stress on timbers, it behaves like A. An elastic material, B. Non-elastic material, C. Viscoelastic material, or is it D. Non-viscoelastic material? And the answer to this question is A. On external stresses on timbers, it behaves like an elastic material. Question 19 is the ratio of tangential shrinkage to radial shrinkage of wood due to reduction in moisture content is in the range from 3.1 to 5.1, B in the range from 2 to 3, C in the range from 1 to 2, or is it D less than or equal to 1? And the answer to this question is A. In the range from 3.1 to 5.1. Question number 20 is the compressive strength in structural timber is minimum in a direction A. Parallel to the grains, B. Perpendicular to the grains, C. 45 degree to the grains, or is it D. 60 degree to the grains? And the answer to this question is B. The compressive strength of structural timber is minimum in perpendicular to the grains. Question number 21 is timber can be made reasonably fire resisting by A. Soaking it in ammonium sulfate, B. Coating it with tar paint, C. Pumping creosote oil into timber under high pressure, or is it D. Seasoning process? And the answer to this question is A. Timber can be made reasonably fire resistant by soaking it in ammonium sulfate. Question number 22 is The maximum deflection in timber beams or joints should not be greater than A. Span by 300, B. Span by 325, C. Span by 360, or is it D. Span by 380? And the answer to this question is C. Span by 360. Wood is Question number 23 is wood is impregnated with creosote oil in order to A. Change its color, B. Protect against fungi, C. Protect the annual layers, or is it D. Fill up the pores? And the answer to this question is B. Protect against fungi. Now the question number 24 is in a tree the cambium layer is situated between A. The outer bark and inner bark, B. The inner bark and sapwood, C. The sapwood and haltwood, or is it D. The pith and haltwood? And the answer to this question is B. The cambium layer is situated between inner bark and sapwood. Question number 25 is the timber preservative creosote belongs to the group of A. Water soluble salts, B. Organic solvent type, C. Tar oil type, or is it D. Inorganic solvent type? And the answer to this question is C. Tar oil type. Which of the following wood is most preferred for high quality and durable furniture? Is it A. Sandalwood? Is it B. Deodar wood? Is it C. Teakwood? Or is it D. Shisham wood? And the answer to this question is C. Teakwood. Teakwood is preferred for high quality and durable furniture. As a natural material, timber is which one of the following? A. Isotropic, B. Anisotropic, C. Homogeneous, or is it D. Heterogeneous? And the answer to this question is B. Anisotropic. So timber is anisotropic material. Question 28 is shear strength of timber depends on which of the following? A. Lignin with fibers, B. Medullary rays, C. Hardwood, or is it D. Sapwood? So the answer to this question is A. Lignin with fiber. So shear strength of timber depends on lignin with fibers. Question number 29. The defect which develops due to uncontrolled and non-uniform loss of moisture from wood is known as A. Knot, B. Shake, C. Warping, or is it D. Cross grain? And the answer to this question is C. Warping. Question number 30 is in respect of moisture content in wood. Fiber saturation point refers to A. Free water present in the cell, B. Free water present in cell walls and cell cavities, C. No moisture content present in cell walls and cavities, or is it D. No free water exists in cell cavities but cell walls are saturated? The answer to this question is D. So, in respect of moisture content in wood, fiber saturation point refers to when no free water exists in their cell cavities but their cell walls are saturated. So the question number 31 is what is the ratio of the elastic modulus of structural timber in longitudinal direction to that in the transverse direction? A. 1/2 to 1, B. 1/10 to 1/20, C. 1 to 2, or is it D. 10 to 20? And the answer to this question is C, 1 by 2, 1 to 2. So the ratio of elastic modulus of structural timber in longitudinal direction to that in transverse direction is equal to 1 to 2. So what is the treatment for making timber fire resistance called? A. SQ treatment, B. Abel's process, C. Gray sorting, or is it D. Tearing? And the answer to this question is B. Abel's process is used to make timber fire resistant. Now is the process of treatment of wood using a preservative solution and forcing air in it a pressure designated. Is it A. Ruping process, B. Lowry process, C. Full cell process, or is it D. Empty cell process? And the answer to this question is A. Ruping process. Question number 34 is, the advantage in using plywood is that the tensile strength is equal in all directions. B. Higher tensile strength in longer direction. Is it C. Higher tensile strength in shorter direction, or is it D. None of these? And the answer to this question is A. In plywood, tensile strength is equal in all directions. Question number 35 is, the age of a log of timber can be estimated by A. Diameter of pith, B. Thickness of bark, C. Number of annular rings, or is it D. Number of medullary rings? And the answer to the question is C. We can determine age of log of a timber by number of annular rings. So in India, which IS code is used for classification of timber for seasoning processes? Is it A. IS 4970-1973, B. IS 1708-1969, IS 1141-1958, or is it D. IS code 399-1963? And the answer to this question is C. IS 1141-1958. And the last question for today is, plywood are so placed that the grains of each ply are A. Parallel to each other, B. At right angle to each other, C. 45 degree oblique to adjacent grains, or it is D. Not constrained by any consideration. And the answer to this question is B. They are at right angles to each other.